Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
A bottle of scotch.
Yeah.
Yo, here we are with our abrupt opening. Once again, it's like, holy shit, we're on the screen.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
swear to
thing
God, I'll fix it. I swear to God.
It's a good thing we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been one of those.
I blew out an eardrum trying to do whatever you guys were trying to start to do.
Yeah, hey, Chris, I figured that thing out, by the way. I found a little knob. That'll turn you down and turn that up. Dude, when that opening came on in my ears, we about lost our fucking eardrums.
I saw you both pull your headphones off.
Yeah, no, I found the knob that takes care of that. So here we go, man. Slowly but surely, I'm starting to figure this shit out electronically, Willie.
This has been a hell of a night for me. I started off at Sacred Heart Church watching my great niece do, they had a Christmas recital where they just butchered the shit out of like about 8 Christmas songs. And
how many great nieces do you have?
I don't know if we got the time. I got, my brother Tommy, who's my brother, he's got 8 children. He's got 14 grandchildren. And I think he's got 5 or 6 great grandchildren. So, and my sister has 1. And
so each of those great grandchildren are your great nieces.
Yeah, great nieces or nephews. My brother Johnny's got his kids have got 4 more kids. So there's 4 more great nieces and nephews.
Fucking Italians are gremlins, man.
Just keep going.
Yeah, Italians and I used to say I got a buddy who's married to a Mexican girl.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I swear to God, every time they had sex, she got pregnant.
Well, my brother Tommy, who's 78, has his oldest kid is 56. His youngest is 14. He has 8 children by 5 different women. He's like a religion. He's like Brigham Young or something.
You guys just fucking pour water on like gremlins.
That's right.
Fucking pour water on them.
Just keeps and then you go the other op, and then you got me with 1 kid. So I mean,
yeah. How'd that
happen? I started late, and my daughter will tell you couldn't do any better than her anyway.
Yeah, but none of these guys, your brothers who have had multiple.
Tommy has 8 children.
They didn't have 8. He didn't have 8 on purpose.
No, well, no.
That's what I'm saying. How did you only end up with 1?
I must have been responsible.
Did you guys do it on purpose?
I don't think so. No.
No. Does Claudia know she's an accident?
Oh yeah, the funny thing is, when she was little, we came back from a trip one time, and Claudia found she was with her cousins, and she found our wedding picture, and she opened it up and looked at the back and saw the date, and then did her birthday, and then called up, and while we were coming home, my wife answers the phone, goes, "Hello." Claudia goes, "Mama." She goes, were you pregnant when you guys were before you're married? And my wife goes, "Who is this?" And then we said, she was like 6 or so. We said, "We're going to come home and buy you some toys." And so she figured it out. And then we actually had to tell her after that, oh, by the way, we were both married before. And she was like, "Well, do I have any half sisters or brothers?" And we said, "No." And she goes, "Well, then
who gives a shit?"
Yeah, she said, "Why does it concern me then?"
Yeah, they don't.
Not. That's it.
They don't even fucking exist.
No.
That's hilarious to me. I remember my son.
Yeah.
I remember telling him
Yeah.
that he was basically an accident. I mean, I didn't say you were an accident, but I remember because I think he was in like 7th grade maybe, and the movie Grown Ups.
Yeah.
He loved the movie
Oh,
Grown Ups.
yeah.
And there was something in that movie where one of the kids was calling the other one an accident or something. Yeah. So I basically kind of explained it to him, and he was like, "So I was an accident," and he started giggling.
You know what's funny is when you tell your kids shit, you just don't think of like when Claudia was little. I used to fuck around with her, and you know, if you've seen Claudia, her eyes are kind of wide apart. Like, you know, I mean, she's very pretty, but her eyes are like Britney Spears. And I remember when she was little, I was just fucking around one night. I was talking to her, and I said, you know, well, your eye look like that because, you know, I said, you got fetal alcohol syndrome. That's what. So she went to school the next day and told her teacher
that she had fetal alcohol syndrome. Why did she? Was she like looking at, like feeling self-conscious, like as a little kid?
But the teacher
looking in the mirror, and she's like, "Dad, why are my eyes so far apart?" And you said fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah. So the teacher calls us at a parent-teacher conference and says, she says, "Well, you know, I know your daughter had fetal alcohol." No, she doesn't. It's like, well, why did I say? Because I fuck around and I tell her stuff.
How old was she?
So my wife said, "You can't, you know, when you're little like that, you can't be telling."
How old was she?
She was like 2nd grade or something. Yeah.
What did the teacher say after?
Oh, and she goes, "Oh, well, I know you're a comedian," and like, well, when Claudia was little, she would go to school, and like, you kids, my daughter has big ears, and I remember she went to school one day, and this kid said, "You look like an elephant," and Claudia goes, "That's the best you got?" She says, "My dad says I look like a Volkswagen with the doors open." So, that's what you got to do to your kids when they're little. You know what?
No, you got to harden them up.
You got to say worse shit to them than they're ever going to hear from anybody else. That's that's how you do it.
What do you think the dumbest thing you ever said to your kid? Like, what was the dumbest? Like, because there's no handbook.
Yeah.
You know, I've only got one as well. I mean, you know, my last marriage, I had 2 stepkids for quite a long time.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
But like, you know, my son was it for, you know, at first.
Yeah.
And we're not, you know, necessarily.
Did you try to
all
be
the tools?
Did you try to do all the right stuff at first? I mean, did you try to curb? I mean, because the way we talk, did you try to curb the way you talked at first? Did you try to
like
not cuss around them and do that kind of shit?
Yeah, I feel like I did kind of what was more or less appropriate, like as a little kid. Just I mean, how often are you really cussing around a little?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I ever really thought about doing the right thing. My little great niece comes over the house. She lives next door. And she came over when she first moved back from Florida, and she's maybe 5 or 6. And she comes in the house. She goes, "Will you make me some eggs?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll make you eggs like I made Claudia. I'll make you daddy eggs." So I made these eggs. They put a bunch of cheese on them, and I put them. My wife's standing right there having a cup of coffee. I said, "Here, honey, there's eggs." She looks at me. She says, I don't like them. I don't like that kind of cheese. And I'm just standing there. I'm looking at her, and I go, "Well, I don't know what the fuck to tell you then." And my wife spit out her coffee and said, "What did you just say to her?" I said, "I don't know. I forgot. I didn't know I'm not supposed to do that." But you know what? I mean, like, I cuss her. If your kid's smart enough, I don't think that matters.
Well, you have to explain to them what's appropriate and what's not.
Yeah.
Like, I knew my son, as he got older, he was going to, I mean, I was cussing around my friends in 1st, 2nd grade.
Well, that's how you grow up. I mean, you grow up around people like cuss. Yeah.
I know he's going to do that.
Sure.
But, like, I'm trying to think of, I mean, he was around when I was watching Iowa games.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way I was watching my mouth.
Exactly. Well, I mean, if your kid's not smart, if your kid is not smart enough to realize that there's certain words you say in front of people and certain words you keep to yourself, then you got more problems than your kid saying bad words.
Basically, what you have to do, you just correct them when they repeat it at some point. Yeah. Like, I mean, you explain to them that they're a kid and they're not supposed to say certain words.
There's indoor words and outdoor words.
Like I remember him as a toddler. Yeah. He would say, "God damn it."
Yeah.
Like, and use it correctly, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I never had problem with cussing. I just don't, which is a weird thing because my father, who was a gangster, we couldn't say hell, shit, damn.
Well, that's because you had to act appropriately all the time.
I mean, and he never cussed around the house. The only time I ever heard him cuss is I think when he actually threatened a guy and had him whacked. but yeah. I just remember going to the other room and hearing him saying, "Who you're fucking with, I'll bury you." And then I remember the guy days later. Yeah.
You know who it was?
Oh yeah, I know the guy's name. His name is Alan Rosenberg. My dad got indicted for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the FBI was listening on the phone. Come to find out, my dad didn't actually do it. I mean,
well, your dad was home.
Yeah.
You know, I once had Taylor wanted to play Grand Theft Auto. I think she was like 12, and I would let her play it, but with the sound muted because I wanted her to, to do all these missions or whatever. And when she asked, I said, "Yeah, you can play, but you got to turn the sound down." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, they say bad words." And she's like what? And I said, "Well, they say the F word in there." She goes, "Dad, you say that all the time."
Yeah. So, exactly. They know.
All right, well, go kill a hooker, grab some money, and then go find that gun for me.
I used to say,
don't cuss when you do it.
I have a bit that I would do. I don't remember last time I did it on stage, but I was talking about my son's mom getting mad at me when I got him Grand Theft Auto when he was like, 14 or 15. That's what I said. Like, he knows the difference between right and wrong at this point. He knows the difference between reality and a video game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if he doesn't, guess whose fault that is. But I'm like, but it's like, yeah, we've talked about it. Like, he knows it's not okay to kill the hooker and take the money back afterwards. Like, like you're supposed, like you tip them a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I've never, what those weird things. I've never ever played any of those games. I know all about them. Did you play Grand Theft Auto and all that?
I still to this day.
See, I want to try that.
You want to try playing Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably get fucking killed.
No, like you don't play video games. What's the last video game you played in your life?
I played Pong and Asteroids. Pac-Man.
So you played those first basic.
That was it. Yeah.
You played what was in an arcade or like
when we went down the bars in the late 70s, early 80s. It was a boop.
Yeah,
boop, boop,
but
boop,
you never had video games on your TV in your house.
No. Oh God, no. Never played. My ex-wife, I remember for her birthday once, I bought her a actual Miss Pac-Man machine that we had in the house that she would play constantly while she drank a bottle of wine, a gallon of wine. But I never got into playing any of that. And those guys that sit around the thing and they play, I never did any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing video games.
I mean, did you like Madden and all that stuff?
Oh
like
yeah, I have the latest. I have the Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, I've got all the late. Yeah. In fact, today I just bought this thing off TikTok, that came today that has like 100,000 games on it. It's like all the old school.
Really? What's your favorite?
From Atari to Nintendo to Super Nintendo to Sega.
So what would be your top 3 things to play
right now?
Yeah.
That's the thing now. The novelty wears off quickly for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get into a game, I'll play it like crazy until I beat it, or it's a sports game and I play it like in season for a bit.
Yeah.
And then it collects dust for months.
Do you do that weird pedophile shit where you like playing with a kid in Germany? That's
like I don't have a headset.
Okay.
I don't fucking do any of that online shit. That's just dumb to me. Like, I don't play Fortnite. Everybody plays Fortnite.
Yeah.
I don't play Fortnite. I don't. No, I played the last game that I purchased was the college football.
Yeah. The only thing I've ever done that's even like that kind of thing is one birthday a few years ago, my nephew in Dallas had one of those things that you put on the virtual.
Yeah, I've got one of those.
Fucking fought Mike Tyson for a while.
That shit's pretty cool.
Yeah. I almost had a stroke. I went a little too hard at it. You could really get into it.
Yeah, you get moving.
And I think it's probably good for you. I mean, it's probably
no, you can't. There's a lot of fitness apps on there. It's just weird working out with that thing on your fucking head.
Yeah,
it's like bulky.
And you got to make sure there's nothing around you, because I almost like punched my wife a few times.
Yeah, I have a football game, and you're like throwing passes.
Oh, really?
I hit my fucking arm on the ceiling fan.
Well, I remember when they first started, they used to have, you could play like you bowl and tennis and all that kind of shit.
You're talking about like the Wii.
Yeah.
The Wii was basically kind of your first little bit of, but those even like the Wii, it's not.
See, I'm in the generation I fucking missed out on that. By the time all that came out, I was just a little bit too old to like, I was out getting broads. So I wasn't at home playing. I kind of just barely missed that. So I don't know how any of that stuff even works at all.
Yeah, and I think I was just old enough to be able to like stop playing video games long enough to get pussy.
I think
the generation after me became like a generation that was like, I've got my video games.
Well, I mean, we're lucky. I mean, I know girls don't get into it, so I didn't really have to worry about my daughter too much. But I mean, like,
they do though. Like, shit, my little sister's a fucking plays way more video games than I do.
But I mean, I'm thinking about those parents that have those kids that are just sitting on the couch, just big fat fucks, just not. You're saying just get outside and take a walk, and they're in their Fortnite in it, or killing hookers or something. You got to get them out and doing stuff. Okay.
This is where we're to start doing crotchety old man Willie.
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, just sitting there, get out and do something. I got like those kids that sit around and they're well, what are you doing? We're playing football. Why don't you really go fucking play football? Get outside.
Well, that's, I think, I don't know how many generations. What is a generation? Like 10 years, 5 years?
Yeah, and I don't fit. I know I'm a baby boomer. Then there's like Gen X, and then there's
what are generations, Chris?
Is it like 20 years?
Can you look that up?
What are they? I know I'm baby boomer. Then it's Gen X. Then it's my father-in-law, who's the one before. He's the greatest generation. They're called
the ones that fought in World War II.
Yeah.
Well, the baby boomers were the post World War II babies.
Yeah, I think I'm a baby boomer because I'm 50. Go ahead.
Generations are considered to be 20 to 30 years long, but the length can vary depending on cultural and societal factors.
So,
do you want to know what your generation is?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here.
I know it ends at like 64 because my wife's was born in 65 and she's not a baby boomer. She's past that.
Well, a lot of those depend on what list.
Yeah.
Like some of them, you have Zennial.
Greatest generation. The silent generation is 1925 to 1945. Baby boomers are 1946 to 64.
That's when they were born, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Generation X is 1965 to 1979.
That's me.
Millennials are 1980 to 1994. See, I always think millennials are like those snot-nosed, like 20-year-old kids.
My daughter missed that too because she's 95, so she's not
Generation Z is 95 to 2012, and Gen Alpha is 2013 till now.
Okay, Alpha.
I'm X. I'm 78.
You're the same as my wife. Yeah. See, my father was born in 1908. They didn't even give them a
so I can't
name.
call it. I think it's more accurate.
Greatest generation, 1908, greatest generation.
At some point, I would say probably with the 80s. If you go from the 80s forward, I think that you have to start adjusting that based on technology.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, because technology moves so quickly and everything changes so fast.
Yeah.
Like somewhere around the 80s, like that's when people started playing video games all the time. That's when all kinds of different shit started happening really quickly.
Computers. I mean, that's
because like I keep wanting to say like I was like maybe the last generation to I don't want to say play outside. I mean, I got kids in my neighborhood, they play outside all the time. But like
a bunch of people play.
We had our group of kids in our neighborhood that were all kind of the same age. Our little brothers were the same age. Like, and we all played whatever sport was in season.
You could go to
That's
a park
what we did all day
or
long.
somebody's
yard,
house, and there would be enough kids to play some
kind of a game,
and everybody would play.
It was basketball, baseball, or football.
That does not exist now.
That's what, and so that's what I'm wondering. Like, I wonder if my kind of 10-year range is the last ones to really the last ones where like everybody played Little League.
Do you hang around with anybody, or do you know anybody that's like 10-15 years younger than you that you hang around with, or that you know? to see how, if you could judge the distance on how different it is? I mean, you're 40 something.
Yeah, I'm 46. I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm around younger people.
Well,
regularly,
my daughter's
but
almost 30, so
I can't remember the last time I had a fucking real conversation.
Yeah.
Like my son's a good example. My son's 22, right? So when he was little, we were playing whatever sport, but I had to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there were no pickup games on their own.
No, exactly. Yeah. No.
So like I would be in the summer, I was like the neighborhood toy.
Yeah.
So I would be the pitcher.
Yeah.
We'd have a couple of different teams. I'd be the pitcher. They play, basketball.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You'd quarterback. You'd be the quarterback. They'd be the wide receivers.
Basketball would be like me and the littlest kid,
right,
and then the two biggest kids. Or
when we were kids, we went down to Columbus Park, and depending on the season, there was a pickup basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a pickup softball game. There was always a game. I mean, you just go down there and get ready to play.
And that's also where you got in all your first fights. And you got like
smoked your first joint, first beer.
Yeah, I didn't smoke my first joint doing
Dirty Neck brought up the street, carton of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying?
Our thing was there was a quick trip. We went to Oak Park Elementary and we played. We called it wall ball. We had the square drawn on the strike zone.
We did the same thing.
We played with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
And so there was a fence. You could actually hit an actual home run over the fence, and we had everything, Me
and my cousin invented a game, and to this day, I think it would have been great. Somehow we found a plastic ball that was it was a plastic ball, but it had a smiley face on it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we took it and put like tape around it, and it turned into like the most unbelievable wiffle ball in the world. I mean, you could throw a big hook, and we started a smiley face league, and you would play against each other, and we keep scores. And we had kids that were like all city baseball players for Dowling, batting 450 in the Metro, batting 230 in smiley face.
In smiley face.
Couldn't get shit in smiley face. Yeah. Yeah.
We used to make up games. That's what was cool. And that's why like we were, we became decent players as we got older, because if there weren't enough for like a real game, you would make up.
Oh yeah.
We would make up, like we had games. We had a game we called the center field cannon, and we'd have a catcher and a runner on third base and then a center fielder, and the catcher would just throw a pop fly and the guy at third would have to tag up.
You know what?
And we would purposely make it so that it was always close.
Yeah.
So that they'd have to like hook slide, or they'd have to be creative with the way they slid.
We used to actually put those, what do you call it, down the slip and slides.
Yeah, and what we would do sometimes, we would wet the grass.
Yeah.
But the thing I remember when I was 12, we were playing county tournaments against Ankeny.
Yeah.
And I got caught in a rundown, and it was a tie game.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we were down by a run. And there was, I can't remember, I want to say one out maybe. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I was caught in a rundown.
Yeah. And
I just put my head down, started going to third base, and I hook slid around the back of the third baseman and caught the bag with my hand. I was 11.
Yeah.
Caught the bag with my hand and held on. And it was all from playing that game with my friends.
There you go. And it's funny.
And it was total instinct, like just instinctual.
Well, that's from keep practicing. Hold on to all these ideas, because Major League Baseball is getting so fucking goofy. They might use it now.
Yeah.
You heard the new thing they're doing about the dream hitter or whatever?
Well, that's what Chris brought up last week in the questions, was the golden bat.
Yeah, we were talking about that last. I mean, they better not do that shit. But this is where it's all headed.
That's the type of shit where it's like you're making up rules as you go. That's like what we would have been doing.
Yeah, exactly. When you're a kid
at Oak Park when we were a kid, we'd be like, "Well, the teams are uneven, so if we have 2 outs, Joe gets to bat for us."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because he's gonna hit a home run every time.
Yeah. Or where you like you pick your favorite team and then you had the bat like how they batted, like if you were the Yankees and you had the bat.
I feel like you would also end up with a lot of be careful what you wish for moments.
Yeah.
Because like Aaron Judge, for example, what's his batting average? Like 260?
Yeah, well, everybody says, well, wouldn't then you bet Aaron? No, you wouldn't. Aaron Judge sucks in the fucking.
He just fucking.
You don't want him.
He how many more strikeouts would he have?
Exactly.
Like the guy let's say he strikes out. What's a large number of strikeouts in a season? How many times did Aaron Judge strike out this year, Chris?
At least 200.
I mean, what do you get? 500 at bat, 500
500 to
some
600
at
bat.
season?
Yeah.
I bet he definitely struck out in the hundreds.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. They all strike out in the hundreds. And then you go back and look at like a guy like Tony Gwynn, batted like
struck out like 4 fucking times,
12 times in a year.
Yeah.
And he's facing Randy Johnson and fucking
171 times in 2024.
How many times?
171 times.
Yeah, there you go.
171 strike. How many at bats did it say? Does it say?
Probably 5 something.
I can check here.
So 171 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And
nobody gives a fuck.
What is the golden bat rule? Like once a game?
Yeah, once a game you can use the guy to come in and bat.
He had 559 bats at bats, average of 322.
Yeah. His average was 322?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a good average. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I guess that would be the guy. But
yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking if a guy strikes out 200 times a year, and you put him up one more time a game, he's at least going to strike out 80 more times.
Well, a lot of those strikeouts, it all depends on the situation. I mean, Aaron Judge.
How can you pitch?
Yeah, I mean, World Series, he struck out. I think he struck out like 50% of the chance in World Series.
Who was it that played for the Cubs when they won the World Series? Who was there? What was that kid's name that played shortstop?
Javi Baez. He struck out.
That motherfucker swung at everything.
Oh, man, he could not hit a curveball to save his life.
He couldn't hit anything that was out of the.
They showed pictures of the video of him swinging because he determined before he go up there and say, I'm going to swing at the neck beat. And, and the fucking pitcher would he could throw it in the dugout and he would have swung. It didn't matter.
I remember watching them because I'm not a Cub fan.
Yeah.
But I always paid attention because my whole family is.
Yeah.
And if I suppose if I had a second favorite team, that it would have been the Cubs.
You still the Oakland A's?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. They're going to Vegas. I'll be a fan then.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that World Series run, and thinking to myself, man, if I was a Cub fan, I'm not a Cub fan.
Yeah.
And this dude is driving me up the fucking wall.
Yeah.
He literally swings. And how he ever got on base was beyond. If I was a pitcher, I would never throw.
Why would you throw the ball even close to the strike
zone? To the plate?
Because he's going to swing anyway.
He's swinging at everything.
Swings at everything. Yeah.
And he's in the major. How does a guy like that stick around the major leagues?
But they figured him out. I mean, he plays for Detroit now, and he doesn't start at short anymore. And they're paying him a ton of they're paying him $150, $200 million. And when he got hurt, and then now he's on the bench. So,
I mean, I suppose that's sports on some level, but trying to think if there was another guy baseball. Baseball's just changed a lot. It's played so much more like slow pitch softball now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like everything in the world with all these video games. Everything's faster. Attention spans. You got to change it to where shit happens more often. I don't know how fucking soccer and hockey still stick around for the mere fact that, I mean, people like scoring. They like fast pace. They like although soccer and hockey are fast paced. They're still a hockey team gets ahead 3-0. Go fucking home. Game's over.
I like the pitch clock.
Yeah, I do too.
Last night I watched do you remember Eric Gagne that pitched for the Dodgers?
Yeah, with the glasses, really crazy looking dude.
He won a Cy Young as a closer.
Right.
And I was watching an at bat. It was him against Barry Bonds.
Oh,
Cy Young against MVP.
Yeah.
This fucking at bat took a half hour.
Oh yeah. Getting out.
These fucking guys walking. He's walking across going to the back of the mound, shaking his arms, fucking taking his hat off, working with his hair.
But when you were a real baseball fan, it didn't bother you back then because you didn't know any better. You didn't know that they could go faster. But now that you see they can, it's like, okay, I like this.
Yeah,
I'm still not sure about the rule to where you have to go to first if you fake a couple times and eventually, because then they could take off on you. There he is.
Yeah,
crazy looking ass.
He looked like he had safety out. He looked like he just got off work at fucking DZ Manufacturing.
Yeah. Goofy looking.
Yeah, he's been painting running boards all day. kept his safety goggles on to go to the
It's
mound.
funny to look at some of these guys that were, that turned out to be Hall of Famers. Like when right before Fernando Valenzuela died, they had him come out for Fernando, and you look at him, he's like, "Fuck, he looks like George Lopez." It's like this guy's a Hall of Famer. It's like,
Fernando Valenzuela looked like, I remember him looking like he was 50 years old.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last week too. The age, like how old people look.
Yeah.
As like who was it? Rod Beck. I saw a picture of Rod Beck. Yeah. And it's like, he's this veteran closer. He looks like he's my age at the least.
Yeah.
He's like 28.
Yeah, some of them guys just don't age well.
Like when he had the fucking camper outside of the iCub Stadium and shit.
Yeah.
He was like 28 years old when he did that.
Well, you know what though? If you could live any life, sports. I mean, we love sports, and if you could live the life of a professional athlete, what sport would you choose?
Golf.
I'll tell you right now, I'm a baseball player all day. I mean, think about when you go to major league parks. When you go there, it's beautiful. It's summertime. I mean, you know what I mean? To me, to be a major league baseball player, just to wander around the country, play. I mean,
baseball, like my brain immediately goes to baseball just because I was a baseball player as well, and that was the sport I was best at.
And the thing about it is, I mean, there's pressure, but I mean, it's got to be easier on your body than, I mean, imagine if you're in the NBA, you're beat up, and in the NFL, you're one car wreck away from fucking being on.
I wouldn't choose football.
Giant football helmet on.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't choose football, and I don't know. I mean, maybe being a really highly paid kicker wouldn't be so bad. Like,
yeah. But I mean,
just a place kicker, though.
Yeah, but I mean, but still, though, I'm just talking.
Never have to tackle anybody.
The day to day. I mean, even if you're a kicker, you're out there, and then one day you're in Buffalo, and it's fucking 8 feet of snow, and you got to kick a winning field goal, and you know how that goes in Buffalo. That doesn't. You're wide right.
Right.
Where in baseball, you're a right fielder, left fielder. Man, you go to San Diego Park, or you're the Chavez Ravine, or it's a beautiful summer day. You're out there.
The thing is, now you can DH.
Yeah.
Like in both leagues, you can DH.
Shohei Ohtani.
That's a lot. That's a longer shelf life for a lot of guys.
I just think it would.
Or you could just be a fucking closer.
Yeah. No, that's
you could just throw 105.
Yeah. And you only got to throw like 12 pitches.
That's what I'm saying.
Every other day. Yeah. But I mean, that to me, baseball would be just to be. Yeah. I mean, you can have a 15-year career. You know what I mean?
No, and I mean, and obviously the contracts are very favorable.
I mean, okay,
baseball's got the best.
If you could pick a player, but you can't pick a superstar, you could pick a decent player. Like, I mean, I don't even know who like the shortstop for the Oakland.
It's fucking easy. I would have been fucking Carney Lansford.
There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'd have fucking stood there and had my fucking.
Yeah.
He held his. He did this.
Yeah. I'm fucking Greg Counsell. I mean, I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, just a journeyman fucking
But
player.
You know what? If I was gonna say superstar though, Greg Maddux.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
I would have loved. I would love to be Greg. I mean, have you watched that documentary about him?
No.
It's fucking phenomenal. You got to watch it.
I mean, he was
as
amazing.
a baseball. He was so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
Like, as a baseball fan, there's a moment in that doc where there's it's going through an at bat with Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
And Barry Bonds is sitting there watching the at bat.
Yeah.
It's like split screen, Barry Bonds and Greg Maddux, and they're both talking about their mindset throughout this at bat. Insane.
Yeah. I mean, he was amazing.
Like Barry Bonds was like, "Oh, this is where I knew I had him."
Yeah.
Like he missed. I knew he was going to come in right here, and he did, and he missed, and blah. So I knew, blah blah blah. Then he like hits a jack. I think.
Did he jack one off him? Yeah.
But then like, there's another one where there's a story where Chipper Jones is a rookie.
Chipper Jones. Every little league game when the World Series, they always ask those kids, "My name's Cody Johnson. My favorite player, Chipper Jones." Every kid from the Southwest, they go, "My name is Bubba Jones. You know my favorite player, Chipper Jones."
Well, now kids are still fucking like you go to the Latin kids, they're like, my favorite player, Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
That guy's been dead for 50 years.
You know, I'm telling you what, some of those Little League World Series kids.
Just watching VHS tapes.
Some of those kids are the same fucking kids. I'm telling you right now, you can't. They don't age. It's not like you're gonna remember his name.
Danny Almonte or whatever that is.
Yeah. But they go, my name Contoranto Hunter. Favorite player, Showtime. You go, that's the fucking played in 2015. Yeah. Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
Every kid.
So it's Chipper Jones' rookie year, and he gets a game-winning hit or game something.
Yeah.
And they're in the shower afterwards, and Greg Maddux is like, "Hey, what? Take me through that. What a great at bat, blah blah blah." And he's asking about the at bat, and Chipper's like, "Oh my god, like Greg Maddux is. I'm talking baseball to Greg Maddux, and he's a rookie, and he's all pumped up about it, and." They're just talking, and he's looking around, everybody's laughing and shit. And he realizes he's pissing on his leg. He's just pissing all over him while he's talking to him.
Good fun, those kids.
Have you ever seen the video of Greg Maddux pranking Chris Bryant as a cameraman?
Well, I saw one where he threw batting practice. He threw batting practice.
I saw one where Chris Bryant pretended he was a player for a college team.
Yeah, Chris Bryant was at batting practice, and the guy that was pitching said he had to go somewhere. There was an emergency, so the cameraman said, "Oh, I'll pitch to you."
Oh,
and Chris Bryant's like, "No," and he was all decked out in long hair and whatever, and he's like, "No, I do it for my kids' little league all the time." And Chris Bryant had no idea it was Greg Maddux pitching to him, and he was still throwing
like
was he just
curves.
He's throwing his cutter. He's like,
At
one point, Chris looks at the camera and he's like, "Dude, that's like he's got a really good curveball."
That's hilarious. I'm gonna look that up as soon as we're out of here. Oh God.
Yeah, it was dude, Greg Maddux. That'd be a great. But then I also go to I wouldn't have mind being fucking Dwight Gooden either.
Well, just the coke alone. Yeah.
Like that whole
hanging around his cousin Daryl
Strawberry and Dwight Gooden. Yeah. Either one of them two, dude.
Oh
just
God.
fucking. Yeah. Especially they're fine.
Yeah. Studio 54 with Andy Warhol and shit. How much fun did they have?
King Caminiti. That was my dude.
King Caminiti, yeah.
That was my dude.
Yeah.
I was in high school when he was winning the MVP and stuff. And I was a third baseman. So King Caminiti was my dude.
Who's the crazy dude that the outfielder for the they called the Nails, played for Philly?
Lenny
Dykstra. Yeah.
Did you when was the last time you read a book?
I don't know. A while. Why?
So the movie
questioning my literacy or what?
Because I was just getting ready to ask you the book Moneyball.
Oh, okay. I saw the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the book, the reason that Billy Beane kind of became what he was because he wanted to turn that old scout shit on its head.
Right.
Because Billy Beane was supposed to be a 5-tool player. He was supposed to be a can't miss prospect. And that's what all the scouts said. And then the bottom line was he didn't love baseball enough.
He loved guys.
And he got drafted by the Mets, and he was in spring training with Lenny Dykstra and Darryl Strawberry. And, he was supposed to be the one that was the best player out of
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he said there was a moment where he realized that he wasn't cut out, like he just didn't love baseball like everybody else. And he was rooming with Lenny Dykstra, and he was sitting in the living room reading a book, and Lenny Dykstra comes in. He goes, "What the fuck are you reading a book for? You're going to screw up your batting eye." And right there, he's like, "Okay, well, I obviously don't love baseball enough."
Oh.
Lenny Dykstra refused to read books because he wanted to be able to see the ball better.
Well, it's like
good reason to be.
It's like when you see like Ted Williams and like back when he was alive, and he would sit there and you see him having a conversation with Tony Gwynn. How much how much knowledge was going beyond those two guys?
I remember watching a video of them, like A-Rod and Frank Thomas,
Yeah.
I think, talking to Pete Rose.
Yeah.
There was like that one. There was one season where they let Pete Rose kind of.
Yeah, they let him go for a while.
And then he was doing the Fox.
Yeah. They let him.
And then I think did he have like a sexual abuse allegation or
Oh, they all do.
harassment
Let's
allegation?
just assume he did.
I'm just trying to remember why he wasn't on it
I don't know.
anymore. Something.
Hey, they still have Ted Williams' head somewhere.
I wonder about that.
They still got his frozen head somewhere.
They got that. Chris, can you look up?
Chris, check and see if Ted Williams' head's still out there.
I wonder.
How do they sell you on that? I mean,
Well, it was his son.
Yeah.
His son had his head
We're
frozen.
going to take your head here. We're going to keep this head.
All right, here we go. I found it. Ted Williams was decapitated by surgeons at the Chronics company where his body is suspended in liquid nitrogen.
Cryogenics, right?
Yes, cryogenics, and several samples of his DNA are missing, according to Sports Illustrated. This is in 2002. This is in 2002. After Williams died, his body was taken by private jet to the company in Scottsdale. His body was separated from his head in a procedure called neuroseparation.
What part are you keeping, the head or the body?
Just the head.
Yeah. The Williams body stands upright in a 9-foot tall cylindric steel tank. Also filled
I hope
with
hope he's in a batting stance. I just hope
head,
God. The old number 9 on Billy.
It's stored in a steel can filled with liquid nitrogen. It has been shaved, drilled with holes, and accidentally cracked 10 times.
Oh.
You know what that accidentally cracked 10 times?
That's what it says. The procedure, which was approved by Williams' son John Henry and daughter Claudia, carries a $136,000 bill, and it is still currently owed $111,000. That was in 2002. So,
well, yeah, I'd stop paying him too if they cracked his fucking head 10 times accidentally. What kind of operation you running here? I pay you $130,000 to cut my dad's head off, and this is the best.
I have no idea if this is accurate or not, but there is a photo.
Even sell them on the. Okay, listen, your dad's died.
I want you to cut his head off, but minimize the damage.
That's right. Yeah. Chop his head off. Oh
my God, that's it.
That's his head.
Shut up. That's like a fake thing.
That might be his head.
No, that's like a paper mache.
That's Ted's head right there.
Is that it? Or are they saying that's what it is?
I don't know. There's several photos of him, and I mean that looks like
Can
him.
You zoom in on it.
Oh, the splendid splinter right there.
Hold on. Let me.
You know,
do you think his neck bone splintered? They cut it?
You know, they're saying right now, just his head alone could bat 240 right now. DH.
I mean, this day and age of baseball.
I'd rather have his head up on the plate than Javi Baez in a situation where you need.
You know what? If they would have done the shift when Ted Williams, he would have hit 700.
Yeah, no shit.
He would have just been like, "Oh, you're gonna stand it? Okay, I'll just hit it over there."
So it's a close game, golden batter. They're saying, Javi, no, get Ted's head in here and bring it up on a plate. There it is. Put a bat right there next to it. Look,
he looks pissed off.
Yeah.
It actually looks like Frankenstein. Look at his expression.
Oh, yeah.
Fire bad. Actually looks. He does. Look at that. What is that fucking? No, it's not real. That's not really.
Change up. Go like change up. Throw the heat. Throw heat. Ball 4. Inside. That didn't catch paint. Strikeouts bad. Ted fucking Williams' head. Is he in there with other heads, or is he the only head there?
I don't know.
Are there other heads, Chris?
I don't know. Let me look.
There has to
be. Yeah, I mean, you can't be the first head.
Is there any information on what they think is going to happen? I assume they do that hoping they can bring them back to life later.
That's what the whole thing is. But do you want an old Ted Williams?
That's right.
I would have chopped his head.
They're literally going to be Frankenstein's monster. He's going to fucking
I know. If they could have chopped Ted's head off in 1947 when he batted 401, sure, I'll take that head any day.
You chopped it off too late.
They chopped the head off too
Yeah,
late.
you waited until he was all
His
done.
cat reflexes are gone by now.
You should have cut his head off right when he got back from the war.
That's right,
when
exactly.
he was at peak.
That's when he was a splinter.
I can't get over that.
Okay, this is what I found.
How to be
All right.
fake.
According to his Wikipedia page, Ted's older daughter, Bobby Jo Farrell, bought a suit to have her father's wishes recognized to be cremated, but John Henry's lawyer then produced an informal family pact that was signed by Ted, in which they agreed to put into biostasis after we die to be able to be together in the future, even if it's only a chance.
That's some weird.
So, through the family pack, upset some friends, family, a public plea for some financial support of the lawsuit by Farrell produced little result. See.
It's weird. Her last name's Farrell, and he also has a daughter named Claudia.
Yep.
Yeah.
John Henry said that his father was a believer in the science and was willing to try cryonics if it held the possibility of reuniting the family.
I think John Henry got it wrong. He believed in the sweet science of hitting. It wasn't the afterlife of cutting your head off. I think he got the two mixed up.
No, I wanted you to freeze this baseball.
That's right.
So nothing would happen
I
to
was
it.
hoping you just freeze the glove, not my head.
I just wanted you to freeze the ball for my 500th hit.
That's right.
For fuck's sake, man. I'm gonna see that fucking face in my sleep.
That's right. The frozen Ted.
Apparently, when they freeze your head, you get an underbite automatically.
Well, because it's cold. He was probably shivering. Right? What would happen when you thaw the head out? Does it just melt into goo?
Well, I mean, I got to think that the plan.
Because I remember one time I left a piece of chicken in the freezer, and then when I took it out to try to unthaw it, it wasn't good.
Is the pink slime?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
What's that movie?
I took a bite of it. I said, "This tastes a lot like Ted Williams' head."
This fucking Futurama.
Yeah.
They have that robotic thing with the head thing in the middle of it or whatever. That's what it'll be. That's what sports will be later on. It'll just be a bunch of those Futurama things. It'll be Ted Williams' brain with these little arms with remote control.
Playing against Mickey Mantle all the time. Just Mickey Mantle there with a cirrhosis of the liver.
He's got fucking Aaron Judge's body and Ted Williams' head. Just fucking. Throw me a change up right there.
One down the middle.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to talk to you about. There was something I wrote down that I wanted to bring up. Where is it? Oh. Okay, so I thought about this today. I think this could be a great bit.
Okay.
I decided that I'm no longer going to encourage people to follow their dreams.
Okay.
Because if everybody followed their dreams, I couldn't follow mine.
Because somebody might have your dream?
No, somebody's got to clean the fucking bathrooms and shit.
So what you're saying, some people should just give up now and just go back to work.
I mean, think about it. If everybody followed their dreams, the world wouldn't function.
McDonald's is closed.
You have got to have people that gave up.
That is true. There's a lot of jobs where there's no dreaming a lot. Yeah, you're right.
The world doesn't function without people that gave up.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, the world can't be all dreamers because nothing's getting done.
I just feel like I watched this video. There was a video. It was like narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
If you die tomorrow, are you gonna remember that money that you didn't spend? Yada
exactly. Yeah.
You know, people post it on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey man, you're never too old to try that new. So stop at the job that you hate and stuff.
No.
It's like, well, if everybody fucking quits the job they hate, we're all fucked.
That's right. You're not going to be able to get a taco, nothing. So,
I mean, nobody sat around dreaming of cleaning porta potties.
No, exactly. No, you're exactly right. People out there, just forget it. But you know what? Pick the pipe back up. You have people tell you to put the pipe down? Pick it back up.
Yeah.
Have another drink.
I mean, maybe. Now that's different. That's a whole nother subject, which I've talked about already. And that's like, you don't necessarily want people to like be drug addicts or anything.
You just
because you want them to function in society.
You just
on
want
some
them to
level,
quit trying to.
contribute.
You want them to quit trying to reach for another goal.
Yeah.
Just stay where you're at.
Stay where you're at.
Fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to follow my dreams.
Yeah. We can't all be doing the same thing.
We can't all be doing.
We can't be all rolling the boat on the same side.
Yeah.
We got to have a little.
Somebody's got to make the gas station hot dog that I pick up on the road. Somebody's got to make
old gas station hot dog looks like the mummy's dick. I like that. The one that's been there for a long time.
That's the best one.
That is the best one.
No, that's
you're right. You're right. Please don't. No. Not everybody can follow their dreams.
Like it's like the bit that I've been doing about homeless people, where there's people that won't. There's people that will give them money, won't give them money, and most of the time, people that won't say it's because they'll buy drugs and yada yada. And I say, good, like buy drugs. First of all, who the fuck am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you're homeless and you're out here fucking free, like I saw a guy sleeping on the fucking median the other day. Like, if that guy goes and buys some heroin with the money that I give him, good for him.
I'm saying
his life fucking sucks. Here, have some heroin.
Exactly. I keep a thing of money in my car that for every corner, and then I give extra if they've got a pet. That's what I do. And you know what? It's not, and it's not to go get a sandwich or go get whatever the fuck you want.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do with it.
Yeah. This gets you through another couple minutes.
Well,
and so when I give it to them, I actually say, don't follow your dreams. Just take this and go get yourself some.
This is what happens if you don't settle. If you keep following your dreams and you're not willing to clean the bathrooms.
That's right.
This is what you end up doing right here.
Go get some malt liquor.
I mean, would you not rather clean some bathrooms than be homeless? If you clean some fucking bathrooms, you'd probably have a roof over your head.
Maybe. Or at least a bathroom roof.
But you followed instead you followed your dreams, and look where that got you right here on this.
You're like medium. you're Billy Blank unmotivational speaker.
Unmotivational speaker is perfect.
That's you.
That's the bit right there. You know what? I decided
Bill Blank,
I'm going to be an unmotivational speaker. I am going to demotivate people.
Right, exactly.
I think we need to go the other direction. Exactly. The pendulum needs to swing the other direction.
Bill?
We got to quit telling people to be go-getters. We need more failures.
Exactly. You're the opposite of Zig Ziglar, whatever that would be. I don't know. He's ZZ, you'd be AA or something. Yeah.
I'm the opposite of Tony Robbins.
That's right. Exactly. Which means you're very short with small teeth.
And small hands.
It's small hair.
But like, that's the thing. Like those I say in the bit, like the people that commit the most crimes, do the most robbings, mugging. That's people with drug problems that can't afford the drugs.
Right.
So they rob and they steal. So I like my homeless people busy. If the fucking guy is nodding off in the corner, he's not robbing.
He's not robbing. Exactly. Yeah.
To me, that's worth
a
couple bucks.
You should have your own little homeless camp. You should have Billy Blank unmotivational speaker homeless camp. Where they come in.
Bill Blank's unmotivational speaking and homeless euthanasia camp.
There you go. Where you just go and you just sit here. We'll give you $1. You get a hot dog and lay there for a while.
Well, like it's no different than like when somebody's on their deathbed in the hospital and they just keep giving them fucking morphine until they just don't wake up.
Yeah. How do you want to go? Do you want to just do that, the morphine, and go? I always thought about it when it was time for me to go. How long do you need to die? I mean, do you want somebody to tell you got cancer and you got 6 months to live, or do you want to know you got cancer and you got 3 days to live?
Man, I don't know. I don't really think about it that often.
That's because you're young.
No, that's not it. Because I do think about death.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole anxiety shit all came from being
Yeah.
fucking 13 and freaking out about death.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's always been
Yeah.
a part of things.
Yeah.
It's that I've thought about it so much that I'm numb to it.
Let me ask you a question.
I haven't thought about like when people talk about leaving a legacy, I think that's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck's a legacy?
I don't care how great
Like-
you are. Once you die in 6 months, no one's talking about you.
For the most part,
No.
You know?
your name might come up every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, the best you can hope for is like they name something after you.
That's the Kenny Rogers. The best you can hope for is you die in your sleep.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question. When you die, do you want cremated or do you want me to chop your head off, freeze it, and put it next to Ted
I
Williams?
definitely want my head frozen.
Right next to Ted Williams.
You know what I do want?
Oh.
I want a fucking New Orleans jazz funeral.
Oh, we'll do that.
That's what I want the
That's all right.
fucking.
Yeah.
I want the pallbearers.
We'll get a ska band to follow.
I want
you
there to
around.
be a chance of my body flopping out of the casket while they're dancing around with it and shit.
Okay.
You
just fall out with nothing on but
Have you
tongue.
ever seen those?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd
Well, you know,
totally-
you can get like I've been down in New Orleans when they've done that. You can jump right in line with them and dance with them.
Fuck
They don't
yeah,
give a fuck.
dude.
Yeah, they love it.
I want my fucking shit to be a parade. You know what I want? Honestly, I think the reason I don't give a fuck because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, I want my flowers while I'm alive.
There you go.
I don't. If you got a bunch of really cool shit to say about me, like,
Well, the people do that. The people have the living funerals where you actually can find out what people, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would rather happen.
Would you ever do that? Would you ever? Wouldn't it be kind of fun to fake your own death just to sit back there? Because the thing is, when you die, I really want to know what people are thinking about me.
Yeah.
But there's the chance that you won't, your ghost won't stick around, or you're not going to hear it.
Right.
You want to hear it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you got, if you can fake it, they did that on the Curb Your Enthusiasm one time where they.
It would be kind of fun to fake it and see everybody's reaction, see who got like really sad,
Yeah.
and who didn't.
Yeah.
And then like better would be like see who made it about them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
I would
oh
throw myself on your casket and say, "Why me? Why me?"
oh yeah, I'm fucking. It's not time.
That's right. It should have been me.
When we
Throw
were
me in the hole.
when we were at Sammy, I remember when me and you were at Sammy's funeral, you were like, Billy, I expect you to jump. I mean, you need to be beside yourself.
I wanted you on the floor. I wanted you. You know, when I was a little kid, when my father died, and I used to go to a lot of funerals when I was little, the old Italian ladies, they literally had a team of wailers. And they would come.
Team of wailers.
They would wail. I mean, scream. My grandmother tried to pull my dad out of the casket at least 5 times. Finally, my cousin from Chicago said, "Hey, let her have him. She'll bring him right back." Swear to God. I mean, they was insane. It was like, yeah.
Hey, let her have him.
What's she gonna do? She bring him right back. Okay. Good idea.
Well, bringing right back. Why don't we go take a break? We'll get a word from our sponsors, and then I've got 3 topics for you. I've added one since.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked. I hope one of them. We haven't even talked about this fucking CEO thing.
Oh yeah, it's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, it has to be an Italian.
So,
great. Okay.
So and I don't want to be remiss. So we are broadcasting from the AKC Andrew Down Studios and sponsored by Revelton Distilling Company and Greenberry Realty. Let's get a word from our sponsor. We'll come back and we're going to hit these topics with Billy and Willie.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa-born, Iowa-aged, Iowa-bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com.
All right.
Nothing.
We're back. This is the first one I want to talk about here is, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this video. So I'll set this video up and then I'll ask you the question. This
Just the Subaru?
This gentleman bought a Subaru from
I heard about this. Yeah, just
So
totally.
He bought a Subaru from this dealership and took it home and found some mechanical problems with it. Went back to the dealership. The dealership would not give him his money back. And he said, if you don't give me my money back, I'm going to jam this car right down your lobby. And 2 hours later, he did this.
Oh,
I wasn't, huh? I told you, motherfuckers.
whoa! Whoa!
Call the cops.
Wow!
I told you, motherfucker.
You know what? I can't.
I
tell
told
you,
you, motherfucker.
I can't tell you how, on some levels, that is so satisfying.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So the question is, how angry have you been before that you've been close to wanting to lose your shit on somebody like that?
Dude, I'm about to right now.
Every other day.
No, let me tell you this fucking story. Let me tell you this story. So, Friday, I mean, this isn't. I'm building this up as if it's fucking crazy, but it's not. So, Black Friday, the Iowa Nebraska game.
Yeah,
I got a hotel room. I got it at the Pleasant Stay Inn in Brooklyn, Iowa.
okay,
which
so
is
you're happy.
right. It's right off the interstate.
Yeah, so you're about
right?
80 miles from Des Moines. Yeah,
That like 70, like
Yeah.
perfect, right?
all right.
So it was a night game. We're thinking right. So I'm looking up rooms earlier in the week, and of course, anything in Iowa City's $500, and
Yeah.
you know, Cedar Rapids is all right.
Yeah,
In retrospect, I wish I would have went to Cedar Rapids,
Yeah.
but instead, I looked up Pleasant Stay, and I mean, I've stayed in as a comic. I've stayed in enough fucking rooms. You know what's what,
right.
and I could tell it was basically a shithole, but
Yeah.
but a serviceable shithole. Like
so you
it had
lay
a
down, you're gonna be.
it had a pool.
Yeah.
And it had the rooms were like $75.
Yeah.
And it had a jacuzzi suite for like
Mhm.
$150.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck, I'll get that because it's gonna be freezing.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. Like we get done with this freezing cold ass game, go to the
Mhm.
hotel, we get in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Right. Get to the hotel, go up in the room. This room is just fucking trash. Like it was like they took a regular room and it was like they went to Dollar General and bought some jungle tape like toilet
Yeah.
covers and shit.
Some guy DIY
And like
didn't know how to do it.
A different fucking shower
Yeah,
curtain.
oh.
Like there's squares on the wall of different colored paint.
Oh, geez.
Like where they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
match the paint. It's
yeah.
like it's a similar color, but
Yeah.
not the same color, and it's
Yeah.
very clear. I mean, just which who cares?
Yeah.
But just looks trashy,
Yeah, right.
right? I go in the bathroom, and it's ice cold in the bathroom,
I hate
freezing,
that, yeah.
and the jacuzzi is just a fucking oversized bathtub with some blowers in it. It's not
Yeah.
an actual hot
And
tub.
I know
Like,
if you turn them out, the gunk that would come out of those holes.
dude, so I turned one of the faucets has a cup over it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not-
Basically telling you not to use that one.
yeah, right.
I turned them on, they're all leaking out of them all over the place. So the jacuzzi's not usable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I just paid $150
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, so I went down to the front desk.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, this jacuzzi's not usable. Fucking,
Mhm.
I want a regular room.
Yeah.
I don't need to switch rooms. I'm just gonna sleep and go home, but I want to pay a regular room price.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
amenities aren't
What you
adequate.
said they were.
Yeah. So the girl like, well, she calls somebody, goes, I can give you $40. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's not enough. I want the fucking regular price.
Yeah.
She says I got to talk to her supervisor in the morning. I go down in the morning. This lady's like, well, the owner's on Pacific time. I can't call him till 10 o'clock, yada, yada. So I leave. They never fucking call, never do anything. I call back a couple days later. It'll get handled today. It takes a couple days for the system to send you an email. A couple days later, I call. Hey, I got nothing.
Facts.
This fucking lady. I've been working 2 jobs doing housekeeping and I go, yeah, I know. And you told me that Monday. Well, you got to work with me too. I've been working with you since Saturday. Yeah. Like, at what point do you just give me my fucking refund? I didn't ask for anything for free.
Yeah, exactly.
And this fucking hotel, the breakfast, they have a continental breakfast. They have an electric skillet that's plugged in, and it's got sausage patties and hash brown squares just sitting on it. Like somebody went and cooked 4 sausage patties and 4 hash brown squares and just left them there. Like they were cooking breakfast for their kids. They're like, yeah, grab a hash brown and a sausage. And then they had a bucket of eggs that you could cook yourself and make a fucking egg muffin or something. Yeah, you had to cook your own eggs.
These are people that are no longer dreamers. These are not the dreamers anymore.
It's fucking like, could you imagine it?
Oh man, no.
And then the mattress, I remember the mattress was like, have you ever, which here's another fucking scam and a half. Don't ever buy a sleep number bed. These things are a fucking scam. Yeah. Literally all it is, all the sleep number bed is a fucking air mattress with mattress cloth stitched over the top of it. And it has a remote so that you can basically inflate it and deflate it. It's like, it's basically if you take an air mattress like that you would take camping and let some air out of it to make it a little softer. Yeah. That's all it is. You want it firmer, you put more air in it. That's 100% all it is. And people are paying thousands of fucking dollars.
I'm getting a Tempur-Pedic once they go up and down like a hospital bed. Yeah. That's what I want.
So I lay on this mattress, and it's basically a fucking air mattress with some air let out of it, and there's nothing to change. So
you should have took your car, went right through the lobby. I should have
just fucking drove through the fucking lobby.
The only thing when I gamble, and I gamble a lot, like Prairie Meadows or even out in Vegas, and you're playing a machine, and you just keep on thinking they somehow turned off the winning on this machine. Like, you know what? Though, money and going, you got it. Eventually, don't you have to hit something?
Here's the thing. So the last time I called this lady, she goes, it'll get done today. And I go, oh, so you lied to me when you said it was going to get done Monday then. And then she hung up on me. So I left a strongly worded Google review. I won stardom and I fucking told the whole story. But here's what I also have.
What was the name of this place?
Here's what I've also got a good mind to do. I've got a good mind to do this. Because it's close. This is the thing, these people, they assume that you don't live close enough to do anything about this. I'm tempted to drive there and just refuse to leave until they give me a refund. And then if they call the cops, then the cops come and I will explain the story to them.
You take them right and you show them that sauna.
And be like,
you show them that jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, come up here.
Would you lay in there?
Yeah. Awesome. Right, you know what? I've seen your wife. You probably would fucking get in there with that.
So they never did. They never did discount you then. You never got the.
No, I think I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
You know what? You need to get on People's Court or something. You need to.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think that would be great. And that lady crying, she starts saying, "I work 2 jobs," and then you could turn and say, "Your problem is you're still dreaming."
I found your review. I found your review.
You found my.
I'm reading it right now. All right. Rented the presidential suite with hot tub for $168.
Quotation marks over presidential suite.
Arrived in the hot tub was nothing but a larger bathtub with blowers in it, and it wasn't even usable. There was a cup over the faucets telling you not to use it. The other faucets all leaked. The walls have been repaired with paint. Not a big deal, just tacky and makes you feel like you're in a dirty room with a place that doesn't care about it. The mattress felt like a 3/4 inflated air mattress that had been covered with sheets. Kind of like a sleep number bed, but with no remote or ability to adjust it. Let's see. Yeah, and the rest of it. Also, the breakfast is a skillet. A few hash browns and sausage. Just griddle. Cow. All in all, this hotel is garbage. I really want them to answer this review.
I've seen where they've answered other ones. I was hoping so too.
Did they answer it?
No, I think they
2 months
sold
ago,
the-
my bed was literally an air mattress with a mattress cover over it. It was very uncomfortable. I won't be back.
Oh my
Hi,
God!
Jay.
Somebody else said that
Yeah,
same thing.
wait. Yeah. Hi, Jerry. Sorry to hear you had a negative experience at our hotel. Our beds are actually sleep mattresses that can be custom set to your desired firmness. They are not simple air mattresses. I understand it can be confusing, and we should have done a better job of communicating this. Sorry for that, and I hope you give us another chance.
Well, where's the fucking remote then?
Towels were frayed, musky mold smell in the room. Carpet from 1970
Dude,
was
it's
musky
fucking trash.
and had a
The
bunch
place
of
is
dead
trash.
roly polies on it. Spider webs in multiple places.
Holy shit.
Answer, response from owner. Hi, Rose. Thank you for your honest feedback. We're very sorry to hear that your experience didn't live up to our usual
Yeah.
standards. Cleanliness and comfort are incredibly important to us, and it's disappointing that we fell short during your stay. We're actively addressing the concerns you raised, including upgrading our linens, refreshing room interiors, and ensuring our housekeeping team gives extra attention to those details. We hope you'll consider staying with us again so we can provide you with the comfort and enjoyable stay you deserve. Safe travels, and thank you again for helping us improve.
I love that someone else pointed out the fucking mattress thing because not because it validates what I said,
Yeah.
but because it validates the fact that those Sleep Number mattresses are fucking scam. It is literally an air mattress with.
I wish
fucking-
they'd answer you though. They're kind of like blowing you off.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened was in the last 2 months the ownership became someone else, like in California.
I will tell you that the reviews previously are all pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. I noticed that too.
What's
That's
the name? What's the name of the hotel?
4 months ago, Pleasant Stay
Pleasant
Inn and
Stay
Suite.
Inn.
4 months ago, do yourself a favor and sleep in the cornfields across the street. Never again. Keep driving or just sleep in your car.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was well, see, and that's the thing. If that hotel would have been fine under any other circumstances. But because I had a plan in my head,
So
of
it
how
must
the
be
night
that
was gonna
room.
Go,
Yeah.
It must
It-
be that room because there's
maybe it
another one
is that
says,
room.
Did you have
If I
somebody?
could give it
did you have your
0
buddies with you?
stars, it
Say
says
what?
if I could give it 0 stars, I would. Room had a terrible musky smell. Everything was dirty. There were chunks of marijuana in the drawer of the nightstand. I wouldn't touch the jacuzzi if my life depended on it, and $168 a night to boot. Luckily, I got refunded.
Motherfucker,
Whoa.
motherfucker,
Whoa.
motherfucker. Who is there? Contact information there?
I feel another harshly worded.
Oh yeah,
coming
I'm
on.
good, dude. I googled. I love it that they fuck you, Sean. You fucking dickhead. I love
God.
motherfucker, dude. I've been looking. I really like dug in when I wrote that review. I was digging in to try to find the owner. Like I was
Dude.
trying to find public records and shit to find out
1
who
year
the owner
ago.
of the hotel is.
I'm writing this review from the most comfy hotel jacuzzi tub I've ever been in a while.
Well, there's somebody.
Shut the
The
fuck
staff
up.
was very accommodating and friendly. We've got an upgraded room with a great price. Bathrooms are big, bed is comfy, pillows are comfy.
Yeah, so these motherfuckers went in there to get a $75 shitty room, and the only thing that was left was the presidential suite. And they were pleasantly surprised because they're used to fucking Super 8s.
My gosh. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's move on to the next topic.
Fucking Christ, dude.
The
I've seen
CEO
jacuzzis like that in trailers. It's like, oh, this is a pretty nice trailer. Look at that bathtub.
Next topic.
Okay.
The CEO, suspected killer, was arrested on Monday eating cheeseburgers at a McDonald's.
Luigi
Luigi.
Mangione.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, dude got caught in a McDonald's. Question: what's the dumbest thing you got in trouble for when you were younger, and how or where did you get caught doing it?
I mean, you know, I never got caught, so I don't know what the statute of limitations up on a lot of shit. But when I was a little kid, I remember when I was in junior high, I stole a bunch of ice cream out of the and I got caught because I had a little kid with me. It was a Brody. and they had the ice cream, the thing where you get the ice cream, but it was locked. And so we wanted the ice cream. They had this Captain Crunch bars. And I got this kid that was a friend of mine he may have been a dwarf. I'm not sure. He was very small. And I got him to put his hand in there to get the bars out. And he did when a monkey grabs something.
Dude, that's a fucking mobster's fucking son for you right there. Find some other guy to do the crime.
Like they catch monkeys, like they get them to get something, and then they won't open their fist to let it go. This kid would lick the ice cream bar. And I kept on saying, just drop it. And he didn't drop it in time. And they came and found him with his little hand stuck in there. And we got in trouble for stealing ice cream bars.
Kid.
Yeah. Little dwarf kid. I don't know whatever happened to him. That was stupid. I mean, I got suspended for 2 days.
I've got a couple of them. They, let's see. One was I had a party. My little brother was playing in a baseball tournament in Minnesota. This is my senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. My baseball season had ended, and they were playing in this tournament in Minneapolis, and our whole family went up there, and it turned out that we had a baseball banquet. My senior year's baseball banquet, was like that Friday or Saturday. So I rode back with another kid's dad who had to come home for work or something, so I could go to that banquet. Yeah. Well, my parents were up there, so I had a party.
Sure.
And
risky business.
Yeah, and so the party just got so far out of hand to where, like, it's a bunch of kids, and if they fuck shit up, they try to cover it up. Nobody tells you that they broke something. You know what I mean?
And these are all kids from North or from all around?
Oh, yeah. I mean, here and there. Yeah. I mean, some of them had graduated, some of them younger, whatever. But there was one kid that he weighed about he weighed about 300 pounds. Mm-hmm. And he sat on the fucking the corner of the couch. Yeah. And it just imploded. The fucking leg of the couch just fucking went up underneath so I went upstairs and grabbed a bunch of 4 books off a bookshelf and propped them under there.
They're not gonna notice that. No one's gonna notice that.
The window was broken. I tried to cover that up. There was a roach in a fucking coffee cup. I just took.
Now, did your parents lose their mind when they came home?
Oh, they gave me the business. Yeah. And I can't remember if it wasn't that night, it was another night, but I feel like I got in trouble at the same time for both. So my parents had a couple of pornos that they hid up in there.
Oh, the VHS pornos?
Yeah, the VHS pornos.
Yeah.
And one of them was called Double Big Melon. That was my favorite one. Yeah. Was Double Big Melon.
Double Big Melons.
Yeah. And I had there's a couple chicks that were my favorites on there. Sure. So I would put Double Big Melons in, and you'd hit play. Yeah. Because I had to see where it was when
you had to stop
so I could rewind it back to where it was. Yeah. So nobody'd know that I watched it. Well, one day I put it in there.
I'm thinking that VHF only went about 8 seconds before he had I'm sure it was done quickly.
He's never seen the end of that movie.
Yeah. There were two women on there that I liked the most. One of them was this black chick that was I just remember she was in a room with a dude, and he was like listening to the next room over, and it was his girlfriend was getting fucked by his buddy,
the guy that brought the pizza, probably.
And so then he was trying to fuck this chick based on, and he's like, no, and she's like, what about Tina? And he just keeps fucking feeling her up and shit. She goes, okay. Basically, like, you wonder where rape culture started. Like, these motherfuckers, like, no, I swear to God, every porno was no, yes. Every fucking one of them.
A lot of the names of the tapes were no. It was just the name of the tape.
So there was that chick, and then there was another one where, like, this dude was hitting it doggy style, and the camera angle was like underneath.
Yeah, there was a guy. How great a movie was Boogie Nights? I mean,
So anyway, the way I got caught with that was one day I put it in and it was busted. The tape had broken.
Snapped?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I thought I broke it.
Yeah.
So I found one of those little screwdrivers. I took the fucking tape apart and taped it back together, fucking with Scotch tape.
Yeah.
And rewound and basically fixed it.
Wow.
And my dad starts fucking yelling at me. There's a fucking dirty movie upstairs and it was busted. And you fucking fixed it. I'm sitting here the whole time going, if it was busted, why is it still there?
Exactly.
Were you hoping I'd fix it?
Yeah. But
I still to this day haven't gotten an answer. I finally asked him. I asked my dad. I said, "What?" I said, "Why did you keep the fucking porno that was broken? What was the point? Were you just looking at the cover?" You know those XXX movies, those VHS movies. They had good pictures on the on the box and shit. Exactly. You can jerk off to that. You put the movie in yet. You already rubbed out two of them.
You put the movie in. So here comes the guy.
Kids today will never know.
No, yes.
Kids today will never know the joy of finding a porno somewhere or a stash nudie magazine just out of the blue.
I remember there was excitement. My buddy's mom had one. It was called East versus West Battle of the Gangbangs.
It's amazing. You know what? You can't remember anything from high school, but you remember the names of every dirty movie you've ever seen as a child. This chick. Have him name a book he read back in high school. Nothing.
It started out. I remember when I first saw those. When I first saw like those XXX movies, I was so enamored by. They were so cheap.
Yeah.
Like it was literally like somebody had a fucking camcorder. That just blew my mind that you could buy these. You know
that they put it together like.
And but this East versus West Battle of the Gangbangs was. It started out, and it was this Japanese. I think she was Japanese.
Yeah.
Some kind of Asian. And she's like sitting there, and she's not moving her mouth. It's like narrated.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like the Godzilla movie.
So she's just sitting there with the weirdest fucking. I swear to God, now that I'm saying this out loud, I think there's probably a really good chance this chick was like human trafficked.
Oh, I'm
like,
yeah, more than likely, yeah.
Like she's not even the one talking.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, she's just, and I remember she has this expressionless, like, but the narration is like, the narration's like, oh, I want to suck and fuck long time. Like, it's like so horribly racist.
Yeah. Were you
like, oh, me horny, me want man, me want big cock to suck and fuck.
Were you too young for like the 1536 on Grand downtown? I mean, they used to have when I was growing up, they actually had
because 1536 was 69.
Yeah, I mean, you could go. I mean, we could go to dirty movie theater, and it was disgusting as you thought. You go in there, and it felt very moist. And it was like, I mean, it was like, and there were guys in there that'd been there all day, you know, the Pee Wee Herman guys that were just sitting there.
There was the cinema that was the movie theater that was on East 14th and Euclid.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It was
one.
Next to the Little Caesar. There's a Little Caesars there for a while.
1536
and then next to that, was Cinema 3.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And that was the adult one. I remember seeing that as we would go to.
Yeah.
The thing that I remember about that Cinema 3 is it looked just dirty. Like the lighting even, like the light was like a different shade. It was just a weird yellow light.
And also when we were younger, there used to be massage parlors all over Des Moines.
Really?
There was a place called Tonica, and there was a place called the Tiger's Den. And I mean, and they were just literally, that's where you
just went to get fucking jerked off.
Yeah. It was, I mean, they're all over the joint. All over the joint.
So yeah, Chris, that was how dumb I got caught.
Okay.
Well, how did
that
really went off the rails?
But why is he? So is this implying that he was dumb for getting caught at McDonald's?
I
Like you
mean, you just
should've DoorDashed or
killed
something?
somebody and you're just hanging out in a McDonald's.
Faces
and
everywhere. Well,
your
there's
face is
probably an
everywhere.
element of trying to act normal.
You know, the weird
right?
thing
You
about
don't
the
wanna-
kid is he
I don't
comes from
know,
a very
man.
wealthy family. They're philanthropists. I mean, they're very wealthy. He was the valedictorian at his high school. I mean, the kid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what the whole story is yet on the kid, but pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, you don't want to celebrate vigilante justice.
You know what?
I guess.
Did you
but
watch Saturday Night Live last week?
the guy went to Iowa.
Yeah. Oh, who? Oh, yeah. He's from Iowa.
I
Yeah,
think his
the-
salary was like 10 million last year,
Yeah.
$1 million a year or something. But the one thing that bums me out about it is I guess he was a major donator to the Swarm, so that fucking
there you go.
sucks.
You know what's weird? Saturday Night Live was already joking about his murder. I mean, it was very strange. I mean, they
Really?
made. I mean, they literally made jokes about it. I mean, it's
Well,
like,
I'm sure they definitely at least did on Weekend Update.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's
it's like-
Weekend Update though.
but I mean, usually you heard the thing too soon. I mean, it's like it was last week. I mean,
No, yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know, no such thing for me.
Yeah.
It's just hard. I don't know. Is there something I'm obviously not alone
Yeah.
in really not giving a fuck.
I
I-
mean,
I-
I can understand that. I mean, this company made over I don't know how many billions of dollars last year.
Insurance
Right.
is legal extortion.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's the most criminal fucking empire.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I remember them saying, like, at some point, you know, he didn't have any security with him, yada yada.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he have any security with him? Why would he need any?
Yeah.
And then they get to come to find out all these other major insurance companies have all these security
Yeah.
measures for their executives.
Yeah.
What's that fucking tell you? You know who else needs that? Cartels.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
who the fuck else needs security to walk right? What executive of what business has to have security detail?
When you're making 8 million zillion,
Unless
times
he's a
more,
fucking crook.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Last topic. That's all right. All right. After last week, and actually earlier in this episode, we talked about growing up and parents being full of shit. When you find out that your parents are full of shit.
Mhm.
So I found a Reddit stream asking, what childhood myth led you to believe would be a common occurrence in your adulthood but has failed to materialize?
Well, I thought every time I had unprotected sex, I'd get AIDS.
Mhm.
Just like automatically.
Totally not where I thought that was going.
Like I remember the first time I raw dogged a chick, like just being scared shitless
Yeah.
for like months.
Didn't stop you though, did it?
No, fuck that.
Same here.
Skin to skin or don't go in. It's fucking stupid. No, it's just,
I just, you know, I don't know.
uh,
I think about that.
God, what?
I mean,
I thought there'd be a lot more people out there trying to trick me into killing me. Like, I
well,
thought
you know,
there'd be-
growing up on two different sides of towns really changed your point of view on a lot of shit. I'm thinking like little things like, well, you know, maybe I should be kinder. To, you know, I thought everybody was going to kill me here on the north side.
well,
The
like,
fuck?
no, there was always some kind of well, you know what they're doing now thing, you know,
Well,
like,
no, my thing is,
like the old like those old like urban legends and stuff, and but they were the first time you heard them, like I remember in high school they were saying that the Crips were having initiation, and if you flashed your headlights, they're gonna drive around with their headlights off.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you flash your headlights, they're gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
Like I can remember thinking that was real, that
Wait.
was actually a thing, and I can remember thinking that when I wore my Orlando Magic coat, I might get shot.
You might get whacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Nikes or something.
Anything like
Yeah.
it's one of those deals, and I think some of that gets perpetuated by cops and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is like it's not the problem that you make it; it's a
Mhm.
problem
Yeah.
because you deal with it every day because you're a cop.
Yeah. Exactly.
But like for most people, everyday life,
It's not that.
nobody's dealing with the Bloods and the Crips fucking hunting them down.
My problem is like with your parents. My parents are so much older than me that they used to tell me shit that was just like when I was a little kid. I was with my mom on the south side of Des Moines. There was this old lady walking around, looked like the number 7. She had such a bad hump on her back. She walked around. She looked like the number 7. And I'm looking at her and I said, "Jesus, Mom." I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Oh, that's Mary Cooper. Her name was Mary Cooper." And I said, "Well, what happened to her?" And my mom says, "Oh, when she was little, she fell off a swing." I said, "Was she with the Flying Melindas?" That doesn't happen off a 3
Yeah.
Was she on top of a building?
She didn't want you to jump off the swing.
I said,
It's like, did you ever watch Arrested Development?
"Oh yeah,
When they had the guy with the one arm,
Yeah.
and he would come up with scenarios, and that's why you always
Yeah,
wear a
yeah.
seatbelt.
exactly, yeah." And my mom, like little things, like I'd get a scab on my leg, like a blister. And she go, "Oh, you got to get that taken care of because we had a kid in our neighborhood that had a blister and died." I said, "How bad was the medical people you had around you that a blister would kill Mary Cooper's built like a fucking 7 because she fell off a swing?"
I'll never forget. That's fucking hilarious. Like, you skin your knee, and everyone told you could get an infection and die. If
Well,
you
I mean,
didn't
think
clean
about
it.
it. You can't swim. You can't do this if you've been eating.
Can't swim after you ate.
Yeah, I
heard
mean,
that
all
the time.
that, but it was all scare tactics, you know.
The overhead light in the car, you couldn't
Yeah.
have it on at night when
You
were driving.
you can't drive if you've had 4 or 5 cocktails, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
If you got a 0.25
Yeah,
blood
yeah.
alcohol level, you're not supposed to
Come on.
drive.
Yeah,
Fucking crock of shit.
get drunk and raw dog. That's what
All
Billy
right.
says.
I remember Paul.
Give up on all hope.
I'm just saying, like, you didn't. If you grew up in the 80s, like when the AIDS thing
Yeah,
all
you were
started,
right there, yeah.
like they literally made you think
Mhm.
it was the same. It's the same like as fucking weed.
Yeah.
Like they made you think that if you smoked weed, you were the biggest piece of shit on planet
What
Earth.
was
Like,
the name of that? Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness
Yeah.
is one of the most hilarious
Yeah.
fucking things
Yeah.
you'll ever see in your life. Have you seen it, Chris?
No, I haven't.
It is. It's an
Google it.
old, basically propaganda film that they made way back when they do those black and white things they'd show in schools.
Yep.
And it's like, oh yeah, that kid smoked marijuana last week and killed his whole family with an axe.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking, like, all the-
He's out of his mind. He's crazy.
oh, they had
They always have those voices.
back then. Oh yeah, the actors back then. I swear to God, you were a good actor if you could just say your lines the fastest.
Exactly. I got to talk like
Like-
this.
Yeah, that guy's got his lines memorized. Obviously, he's a really talented actor. I'll tell you this, you silly dame.
All right, we got to get wrapped up here. But
Why, you
before I
got
go-
somewhere to be?
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Go
But
home and
before I-
watch
we
episode
were-
4 of Landman.
You were talking about all those seedy establishments around town that aren't around anymore, but
Yes.
I do believe the Casabella Hotel on the Southeast 14th.
Can
The
I tell you what?
Casabella Adult Hotel.
I have frequented back in the 70s and 80s. I frequented the Casabella.
You did?
Oh yeah, been in there several,
Oh yeah.
just for parties. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we used to.
Because
I
my daughter wanted
remember when you'd have to get a hotel room to party because
Yeah.
you were underage.
Mhm.
I remember this one girl's dad went and got like 2 other parents, and they just fucking showed up at the hotel room.
Well, because the Casabella was right across from the bar we used to go to. It was called Bill's Lounge in the Down Under, and it was right across.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. We used to hang out there all the time, and that Casabella was right across the street.
Like, hey, let's just go over there and
That's
do
right.
some coke off my cat. Do some coke off my cat.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See, yeah.
Did that ever happen in the 60s? Did anybody ever do coke off your cock?
Oh my God! In the 60s, yeah, I was 9. And,
Oh, okay, well, 7. I'm sorry, I
7.
went back too far. 70s.
70s.
Coke off your cock in the 70s.
Go pop the cock in the 70s.
Fuck yeah, fucking
Yeah, it was a small times. A lot of fun.
Willie's got the big collar
I
with
had
the
the day with the
fucking
sticks.
Saturday Night Fever suit on.
I did.
Fucking, you
Yeah.
can tell by the way I walk. I want you to snort coke off my cock.
God.
All right, we got to end the
Turn for the
show.
worse.
Oh,
All
we
right,
appreciate
y'all. All right,
everybody.
Chris. We'll see you guys in a week. I hope this one sounded better. Last week sounded like shit.
Still got a shit
we're-
ton of downloads.
Yeah, Well, we've still got some. I do feel like we're gonna have some more audio issues to figure out, but I think some of it is my basement, to be honest, because I tore the ceiling tiles out on the other side because I'm gonna do something different. So I think maybe we're getting a little echo because of that. I have no idea. Anyway,
torture chamber.
hopefully it's high enough quality. Sounds half-ass professional. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, love
All right.
y'all. Peace. See you in a
Thanks,
week.
guys. Be sure to subscribe if you listen. Give a rating. Try not to give a 1 rating like Bill does to hotels. They prefer to have a 5. If it's not a 5, keep that shit to yourself. And with that, we will see you guys next week.